Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
93.7 The Ticket veteran and Bill Callahan Fan Club president, Jake Bakoven.
I love Billy.
Coming at you live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This is On the Block with Strick and Bach. Hold up.
Another one. The one. And another one.
Yet another one here on a Thursday. It is On the Block with Strick and Buck here on 93.7 The Ticket every day from 4 to 6 here on 93.7 The Ticket. For now.
For now, yeah.
For now, yeah. We might change our mind by the end of the week.
We're pliable.
Yeah.
You know, we don't mind shifting things around.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Been teasing a little bit on that. We're going to keep teasing. But I wanted to get into plenty of sports talk today. Husker football, of course, as always, is on the top of our minds. But we'll jump into that for a second because I saw today, and we can get to that. Go ahead and get to that now. Adidas, who is Nebraska's brand sponsorship, obviously, is for years have kind of been made fun of to a degree for their alternate uniforms. They're not as good as maybe the Nike or the Under Armour's ones that we see across the nation.
I
so
agree.
Adidas is kind of at the bottom of that. Nebraska's, of course, have had an alternate uniform. Seems like every year since 2012. And we haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anything about their alternate uniform this year. Who would be against, what it's going to look like, all that. Maybe they're skipping it finally. Maybe they're done with that. But I
thought they had the black with the big N in the middle.
I thought what they did at one time had the red one with the red with the black in the middle. They did introduce these black shirt or like a black uniform that I think that might be like their alternate in general.
Okay.
I think is what they said. So I wonder maybe that's why you're not seeing an alternate this year. But I did see that Louisville has an alternate and it's gray. It's like all gray, and people.
What does the helmet look like?
People aren't responding very well to it online. I can look at it real quick.
A gray, like a shiny gray, silvery looking.
Yeah, it's
like
just
real, like glow, like you know what I'm saying. It shines and shimmers.
No, I think this is like a matte gray. It's not too not too much shining going on there. I'm trying to look for the exact look of what the helmet is actually a shiny red, so that like kind of throws you off.
That's even worse, especially when you're talking about a blue blood.
Yeah, well, this is for football.
Kentucky blue.
Yeah,
where's?
This is Louisville.
Oh, that's Louisville. I'm tripping. Yeah. Louisville. Yeah, they're red.
Yeah, they're okay.
Red. I can understand that. But gray Maddie.
Do you like the gray uniform?
I don't know. I'd have to see.
Would you like that if it came to Nebraska? Because I mean, it's not one of their base colors. It's this is something different.
That would be different.
There's only so much you can
do.
I think
the Huskers can make that twerk.
Yeah.
Oh, not twerk, but work. Yeah.
Some people might twerk a little bit in it. But I don't know. Kelsey says I could get down with the gray scarlet alternate uniform for the Huskers. Yeah. I mentioned they have the gray ones for basketball. The basketball ones.
They were nice.
Yeah.
I thought those were pretty cool.
But I think Trev wants to move away. He wants to have kind of the standard look across all Husker athletics.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a great idea.
Here's the thing that throws me off, Bach. It's the shoes. Like, really? I'm like, okay, you're scarlet, red, and cream. And you've got green shoes or purple shoes.
Oh, in basketball.
That irks me. I'm like, ugh. What? I'm like, I don't think I could allow that. I need some semblance on what, that's probably why you don't have a lot of cohesion, because no one wants to, operate. Everybody wants to be their individual selves, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? That's what throws me off. I'm like, how you got green or lime shoes on with
what makes you stand
red?
out?
That's the problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're coming in here together. We're a unified group. We're a unified front. You're trying to use unified individuality.
Yeah.
Or ununified individuality. I don't like it. That's just I don't know. Text line if I'm tripping, let me know.
Yeah.
402-464-5685. Let me know if I'm tripping. I just think it's horrid.
Yeah. Seattle Joe says off the text line, gray and red would look too much like Ohio State. There's a little bit of a fear in that too. Yeah, certainly wouldn't want to.
Well, you want your program to look like that.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe not. You want your program to be on point like that right now. Shoot.
In other news too, it was a big honor from the NBA today. Announced that the number 6 across all teams will be retired in Bill Russell's honor. I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's a great nod to an all-time great, the all-time greatest ring collector, that's for sure, in the sport of basketball. It just seems a bit odd to me. Now, you have current players that wear number 6 that are going to get grandfathered in. You know, you think of obviously LeBron first and foremost, Kristaps Porzingis, Lou Williams. I mean, there's a couple guys, prominent guys that have worn number 6 and have worn number 6 last year.
Why do you not have to wear? Why does it lock out others from wearing it
when you retire it?
Why? I mean, especially
that's
universal.
The honor. I think that's supposed to be the honor.
But if you're doing it universal, I'm mad. Like I'm mad about that. Like, yo, bro, like you didn't play with us. Like,
right.
That's how mad
Why
I
do
get.
the Lakers have to retire a 6 on behalf of
if I'm Eddie Jones, if I'm Eddie Jones, I'm mad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm mad about that right now.
Well, that's the other weird part about it is that they didn't retire it after his career. They didn't retire it while he's alive. They waited till he passed away to give him the honor, so he doesn't know about it. But, I mean, there was a lot of time to do this, and over that time, you know, Eddie Jones, like you mentioned, I think Dr. J, didn't he wear number 6? There's a lot of guys that wore number 6 pretty prominently.
Yeah. No, Big Chunky, he wore 8. No, not.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, you remembered. I didn't know if you would remember, Bob. Real quick, shout out to Big Frank and Kelsey. Mississippi Mud Dog. They said Stricky ain't tripping. So I just want to make sure. I thought maybe I'm not hip with the times, but I'm nasty for me. Ooh,
yeah,
I cringe.
You don't like anything that separates them from the team? Would you say?
Yeah, That's look. They've got carte blanche in anything Adidas in that color. Wear it.
A lot of choices. Yeah,
you got choices. Even if it's white, all white with some red, black with some red. Okay, I can give a little diversity, but lime.
Yeah.
Or some green, or
what if it
purple?
Helps? What if it helps in recruiting?
We're not...
What if it helps in recruiting? Let the young guys like it.
Look. I'm gonna be honest. I understand what Mickey Joseph said about I recruit talent, and I'm not that good of a coach that I can't just do it without talent, right? I understand that sentiment, but I also understand the sentiment of cohesion. I'm reminded of my days playing back for the Nebraska State All-Star team, where there was a group of us talented guys. You had me, Andre Woolridge, Terrence Badgett, or Curtis Marshall, or those guys that can go get it. You know what I mean? Maybe athletic guys like Devin Rollins who could jump through the gym, guys like that. And then we had your solid guys, your Jason Glocks and Chad Diaz types, and guys that can shoot it, can play some D, but playing offense together in unison, we was locked in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about we get to the basket, it's creation, boom, boom, we kick it out, it's buckets. They do the same with us. It's moving that ball around, and those teams from Dallas and those teams from LA, or those teams from these high potent, high talented areas, we was giving them the business.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. We dang near would always get to the Final 8. So I say that to say I'm recruiting. If it was me, I'm recruiting culture. I'm recruiting guys that buy in and want to play in a unified front type of manner. If you're gonna be on, you can't win that way. If what's that show? You are the weakest link. Okay. Goodbye. Yeah. If you have a weak link in your armor, a weak chink in your armor, or what they say like the 300, you know what I mean? When you locked up in the what is it called, the phalanx?
Mm-hmm.
If you have a weak link in that, it all breaks down, and I think that's been a problem, and it has to be addressed. That's just my take.
When it's interesting, I always think back to Iowa destroyed Nebraska. If you remember last year in Iowa City, and I remember them kind of trailing off because Nebraska obviously had their problems throughout the year, especially rebounding, and they kind of asked Fran McCaffrey about some of the guys like Keegan Murray that weren't very highly regarded when they came, but instead of doing what a lot of people do, which was kind of probably what we've seen here to too much of a degree under Tim Miles and now under Fred Hoiberg, is go out and get the highest rated recruit athlete and hopefully develop him into a basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
And Fran was kind of saying, if I want a rebounder, I go find someone that rebounds, not someone that potentially has the frame that is going to be a great NBA player someday. No, a guy that's going to come in and rebound next year. If you want a pure point guard, go find a guy that at the high school level sets up his teammates and can dribble well, not potentially can be one of those guys someday, and with the right development, it's one of those guys now.
Who's doing that?
That's Fran McCaffrey.
But who else is doing that?
Wisconsin.
Mac right up the street.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, great.
That's what Mac's doing.
Sure. Absolutely.
Mac's recruiting culture. I mean, their guys are talented, but they're developing it. They're recruiting the culture, and that's the way. It's like when Creighton shows up on the floor, you know how they're going to play. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's not. You're not like, oh. It's like how they're going to play, and it's built in and it's passed down, right? That's just the way that's just the way I see it. I mean, some of y'all may not. I mean, people may think I'm crazy, but I still think, especially, and we've talked about this. Yes, you've got one and done, but one and dones don't win championships. Not regularly. Yes, this one-offs.
Yeah,
but mostly they don't win championships.
With a lot of friends, not just one.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they don't. The ones that normally pass it down, and you've seen the success, Jay Wright and the groups, it's usually a pass down system. Yeah. These guys come in, they stay the course, they develop, they grow with the team, and then boom, they pop one. You know what I'm saying? You see that at Michigan State. You see a lot of, you see that. You see those types of developments. I think, I hate to say it, but I think Creighton's on the verge.
Oh yeah,
I think they're knocking at the door with what they've been able to put together, and I think they're knocking at the door.
Yeah, and I always have these mixed feelings about this, and people can call me a J-Sker or whatever, but I somewhat invited. I want Nebraska, the state, to rise in basketball circles. So I want people to know when they see Creighton that's in Omaha, that's a Nebraska, basketball product. Right? Mm-hmm. And Nebraska is almost synonymous, there's plenty of other teams out there, is a football school. We know that. I was talking about a little bit earlier that over there at Kentucky, Mark Stoops was a little bit offended that his basketball compadre there, John Calipari, called it a basketball school. Well, it is. It is. Mark Stoops can
unfortunately
win, have 10 wins.
Kansas is the same
as much as he won. Yeah, it's a basketball school. Yeah. Nebraska is a football school, and obviously, I suppose the history behind Nebraska basketball doesn't help that, but it would be a long way fighting upward to catch up to what football's done. So I don't know if that's going to change, but I like the idea of a Nebraska team. If it's not Nebraska, I certainly would want that first and foremost. But I don't care if it's UNO.
I don't either.
I want to see Omaha win.
Yeah, win.
I want to see these teams raise the profile of Nebraska basketball. Yeah. It'll be hard. I mean, I don't even know, again, the mixed feelings that you have if Creighton does it, but they're going to be a top 10 team this year. A lot of people, I even saw one metric on Twitter the other day saying they should be the number one team heading into basketball play this upcoming season. A lot of people are going to have them in their top 5.
I root for them outside of Husker Nation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I do. I root for them because I feel the same. I have the same sentiments you have. I love Nebraska AAU programs raising the bar. When they show up now, people don't look at them the same way as like when we showed up. People were looking at them like, oh, this is, and we go out and bust beep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think it's the same sentiment I have is when I was watching them in the tournament, I was pulling for them, because I do. I really want outside of the animus I have for Nebraska taking these L's on the regular is just that's the part that irks me to the core. I'm like, you know, when I went and talked to him, I had to have a real, you know, heart to heart about that. And I'm like, yo, y'all need to fix that. That's you know, that don't sit well with Stricky. Not especially when I'm back. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't even have words for that. That's how bad I feel about it.
Well, and you know, obviously Nebraska lost the Bayer Shireman sweepstakes to Creighton.
But you could see that.
Right.
Why? Because he's watched it from afar, where he's trying to go. Their system fits what he is. Because I could either see him, and we talked about this, Bach. That's the awesome thing about what we've done on the block. We've actually talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
You could see him going to a Gonzaga.
Oh, yeah.
You could see him going to a Duke. You can see him going to a Connecticut, or UConn, right? Those type of teams, you could see it. You could see him going to a Kansas. I don't see him going to a Kentucky. I don't see him going to a North Carolina. I don't see, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's just his style and abilities. So for where he wanted to go and for what he saw and where he's trying to go to, I thought Creighton was the best fit, and I didn't think Nebraska had a chance.
Well, yeah, and it certainly propelled them into that sphere that we're talking about, top 5, top 10 team heading into next year. And that's ultimately what's hard to compete with if you're Nebraska, because NIL obviously is how you try to compete, but obviously you walk into the room and say, if we add you, we think we could go to the NIT, maybe even more. And you know, Creighton saying we're competing for a championship with you. Yeah. That's the difference that you make there.
Yeah.
And so it's sad. I hate to see, especially, you know, in-state kids or kids with in-state connections head that way. But it's already there. So I guess the fear of, well, what if Creighton does take that step? Then you're not going to get any of your in-state players. Right. When's the last time Nebraska, one, paid enough attention to the metro area to grab those kids, or two, beat Creighton for those kids to begin with?
Man, I told you. I told you way back. And I got love for Tim Miles. I do. And this is when I was really trying to coach. This is, and I told Tim, I said, Tim, I have access to Patton, who was a local kid. I had access to Kyrie Thomas. I was very close and was having great discussions with Trayshawn's dad. And all of them, in some form or fashion, helped to elevate those programs to where they are right now and became pros.
Oh, yeah.
All of them became pros. I think all of them are G League pros, but 2 were drafted and played sometime in the NBA.
Pat's a first rounder.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for some reason, I brought that to him, and you know, he didn't want it. So I didn't have a chance. I think the Tim Miles situation, I think that people, maybe it was, as sometimes when people would look at like a me situation, I think sometimes, Bach, they, you know, a coach like that may think that I'm there to usurp them. And the ire of the relationship, not ire, but the relationship with the players would be gravitated to someone like me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which then you lose that type. And I think there's, but if you've got somebody that's in your camp and that's rooting for you, you know, that's advocating for you, you know, that can be a huge asset. And that's what I was trying to be at that time. I just wanted to be an asset, man. I wanted to really help the program to get back, because I talked about it. Ty Webster doesn't come to Nebraska if I'm not sitting next to him haphazardly before a game. If we're not having a conversation with his dad, Pops happens to ask me a question. What about Nebraska? Because I don't really want to send my son here. You know what I mean? That you know, that changed the whole dynamic of him coming and not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought he had a good career in Nebraska.
Oh yeah, especially his senior year.
Yeah.
And his freshman year, he helped him get to the tournament. So that was
he's
cool.
not a Husker if we don't have that conversation. That's just honest.
Yeah, that's interesting. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, it's time for Uncle Kev to jump in. It's time for Thirsty Thursday with Kevin Meyer of Meyer's Cork and Bottle. We'll figure out what he brought along today and let you know what you need to go grab from Meyer's Cork and Bottle. Maybe some patio pounders, maybe just some nice refreshing stuff for summer, or who knows, maybe he's getting ready for fall football. We'll see what Kev brings in next. It's Thirsty Thursday on the Block at 93.7 The Ticket.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and things are cooking in Louisville. Right now, our pre-owned sales are off the charts, and we have loaded up the lots full of inventory. We've got a great supply of Sierras, Silverados, Tahoes, Yukons, and crossovers. Plus, we've got a great supply of back-to-school cars just in time for the big day. Don't forget about all of those new 2022 and 2023 units arriving every day as well. So please take that short, money-saving drive down 144th Street or shop online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Hello, everybody. I'm Charlie Stone, and joining me in just a moment is Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. But before I bring Andy on, I need to tell you about something that really got my attention. Just the other day, I saw on television Andy announcing that in the last 50 years, they had sold and serviced close to 100,000 vehicles.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, actually, the number would be a lot higher if we add in how many repeat customers we have for service and that come back to buy cars from us over and over and over again.
Now, Andy, tell everybody about your special offer.
Well, as most people know, always trade for vehicles, but now we're offering for people to come in and sell us their cars. We're ready to buy, bring it on in, whether it's a year old or a few years old, and we'll pay them cash that same day. It'll be hassle-free, and we'll do it the Honda of Lincoln way.
Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of buying cars, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
2022 is all about staying well. And guess what? There are lots of easy ways to take care of your mental and physical health every day, like eating right and exercising, taking vitamins, drinking water, scheduling those annual doctor's visits, or just resting. That's right, even a quick nap counts. Because let's be honest, these days we could all use a little more wellness in our lives. So stay well, Nebraska. For more ways you can stay healthy, visit staywellnebraska.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Why wait until Friday to start your weekend?
Go ahead, start right now.
You're thirsty now, and 93.7 The Ticket is here to help you stock up.
Just in time for the weekend when I like to hit the clubs.
Time to broaden your horizons and try some new wine and beer. It's Thirsty Thursday with Kevin Meyer from Meyer's Cork and Bottle.
Pop, pop.
That was a good one.
That's what we're talking about. No more of this screw cap business.
Nice pop, 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 pop.
Yeah, major.
There we go. That's another one. This is Thirsty Thursday here on 93.7 The Ticket. Of course, this is On the Block. And Kevin Meyer is in studio of Meyer's Cork and Bottle for Thirsty Thursday. He's pouring a nice serving, nice helping of his wine as we get going. We're going to have some wine and beer to promote Meyer's Cork and Bottle, which is one of the greatest stores in Lincoln. Not just alone by itself, and the best sign in Lincoln, I always say.
The neon is kind of the bane of my existence, keeping that thing lit and keeping it nice. But it is a cool sign, so I want to keep it going as long as possible. But yeah, we're talking about was it Beverly Hillbillies, heaping helping of hospitality? That's what we're doing right here. So, good to be back and got all of us here. Got Strick here, got Bach here, and got Nicholas here with us too.
That's my name.
That's right.
Yeah, yay.
So
Thursday.
I don't have headphones on, guys. So
if I'm
talking, no, it's okay. If I'm talking too loud, you just gotta let me know.
No, you're doing well. You're doing fine so far. What are we looking at today, Kevin?
Well, I've got my headphones on, so I can hardly hear you, Nick. So that's fine.
All right, I'll speak up.
All right. So what we're gonna do first is from White Elm Brewing, right here in good old Lincoln, Nebraska.
There we go.
Yeah,
nice local product.
Let me pass these out.
It's like one of the walk-ons. Everybody gets excited for the walk-ons. A local product.
The local product. That's right. This is their Apricot Saison, which is a beer that they don't make every year per se, but they have made it before. And what a Saison is a Belgian-style beer made from wheat, and it literally means season. And what the Belgians would do, essentially, winter would turn into early spring, and the fields weren't quite ready to be planted. They were probably, snow was still melting, but weather's starting to warm up, not really ready to be cultivated either. So they would have like a good, that 6 or 8 week period in sort of early spring until it, that transitions sort of March, April, whatever. And so they would make beer, and they would make a specific type of beer called Saison. And they would make it a certain way because they would use it as currency to pay the field hands. And so they would spend a good, like I said, 6 or 8 weeks making the beer. And generally it was also lower in alcohol. It was about 3%. This is going to be a little higher than that. This is going to be a bigger version of that. But the reason that they made it so light was because they found out if they put too much, it made it too boozy, they didn't get a lot of work done. So fair enough. So they're like, yeah, usually around 3%. This is only about 5 though, if I'm reading this correctly, 5 and change. And it also has some apricot puree in it, and it's supposed to be light, kind of fruity, a little bit sour, and just kind of a nice little sort of refresher style of beer.
I'll be honest, when I first started taking a drink, I thought it was going to be a little heavier.
Yeah.
And then I tasted it, and I let it sit there for a moment and just kind of taste it going down. And it's excellent. It's super light, like you said it is.
Is it a patio pounder?
Yeah,
I'd call it one, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's probably not, but I could drink this on the golf course.
Ooh.
And they're only 5%, 5 and change. So, I mean, you could have a couple of them and be fine. And then you get that nice little kiss of the apricot.
That's exactly what it is.
So, yeah.
It right when you like approach to taste it, you think it's going to be a lot heavier.
or
than it
sweeter
is.
because it smells, and the
That's true,
smell
there's a good
comes
smell,
off
but
quite a
it's
bit.
really light and really tasty.
And just slightly tart, but not like a sour.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's definitely not a sour.
Yeah, and the apricot shows more in the aromatics, I think, than the actual flavor. It's a very subtle flavor, but you really get it on the nose.
Yeah,
it's a really interesting beer.
Yeah, that's very good.
What do one of these cost you?
So you can buy them out of our mix 6 for $3 a can.
There you go.
Or you can buy them in 4-packs. I think it's $10.99 a 4-pack, something like that. $9.99 right around in there. So you obviously save a little bit of money by buying 4 versus buying one at a time. But my mama didn't raise no dummies.
That's right.
So,
That's the same.
That's how you do it.
Get
I
some
mean,
math
if you
going.
buy a slice of pizza,
Yeah,
and there's 8 slices to a full pie, the full pie should cost less than 1 slice times 8. That's just the rules of economics, right? So
that's right. You get a deal for buying a little bit more.
This
So
is
that'll
really
work.
good though,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm.
Yeah. Save some in that can.
I was gonna say I'm putting it on a list.
You're writing it down.
So
Put it
this
on a
is
list.
this is
Checking it
also
twice?
Mark Onweiler's very favorite beer.
Is it really?
Yeah, and
Okay.
there's a raspberry version too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So just kind of nice. And then I decided that I'm just not ready to get into Oktoberfest yet.
Yep.
Not really ready to get into pumpkin beers yet. It's still August. We don't have football yet, and so I wanted to do a beer that was going to be a transitional beer, and this is a saison. So it's the season.
Is the
new season.
raspberry a little sweeter? Or is there what's the? I mean,
Every time they make it, it tastes a little different.
Okay.
And so I would imagine it's very similar. It's going to be more raspberry aromatics versus like a real sweet raspberry flavor. Probably not as sweet as like one of the Radlers that are out there.
Yep.
But you get that nice little tartness, and it's just a very easy drinking saison
yeah, it was.
from right here in good old Lincoln, Nebraska.
I told you guys I wasn't going to participate today, and then Mark's like, "Hey, that beer that they're going to have is my favorite. You need to go join the party." And I said, "Okay, I'll dance."
Did you say that they don't do it every year? This beer, or this
Not
is-
necessarily. No, they've made it before, but they don't necessarily do it every year. And I think they're kind of smart where they're like, "Hey, when are you going to make that saison again?"
Yeah.
And so they sort of build up some demand, keep you on the leash a little bit, and then boom, here it goes, and then it sells out very quickly.
And it pops out.
Pops
They
out the
Pop it
door.
out. Just throw it out.
That's awesome.
It's excellent, man. I think it's really soft. It's supple like a lady.
Oh yeah, there you go, Stricky.
And lightly sweet.
Yeah.
You said $3 a can, mix and matches. All
Yeah,
right,
16-ounce cans. Yep,
That's not bad.
$3
at all.
a can.
That's not bad at
Yeah,
all.
very good stuff. Let's move on to the wine here. What
All right,
what do we
let me-
got here for the wine?
Well, I'm going to pause while I pass this out, and
All
I'll
right.
let you know.
Fair enough. It looks pretty good. There's a bicycle on the front, so I'm interested in that behind like a
Not just a
green
bicycle, but a motor bicycle.
Oh, that's a motor bicycle. I didn't notice I can only see half the bike.
Well, the guy's into vintage motorcycles, and so he did a series of wine that all sort of paying homage to that, and it's what they call their Board Track Racer series. And this is Mark Ryan Winery out of Washington State, brand new to the store, never had it in before.
In the mountains?
Yeah. So Walla Walla area
Mhm.
and Columbia Valley. So, a lot of times too, the Columbia Valley obviously is valley floor, so not a ton of elevation, but when you work your way up the side of the mountains, depending on the angle of incidence to the sun, you get that rocky soil, you get that contrast of the warm days and the cool nights, and allows for the slow maturity of the fruit. And basically what happens is that the slower the fruit matures, the more chemical compounds are created within the fruit, creating a more complex wine. And that's ideal when you're trying to grow high quality wine grapes, that you get that slow maturity, that they don't ripen too fast and just get so full of sugar. You need those chemical compounds. And so this is a red blend, has some Cabernet in it. I believe it has some Syrah in it. Might even have a little Merlot. And it's 2019. And give it a taste. Let me know what you think.
I feel like we say this every week, but you just hit it out of the park. It doesn't have that bitter taste.
It's
for me personally.
Again,
yeah,
it's soft.
Yeah,
And
like a
supple,
lady.
like a lady.
Like a lady.
So is that going to be the new Strickism instead of pop? It's like,
Hey,
something like a
you just
lady.
never know what you're gonna get, man,
Yeah.
when you show up on the block. Because things kind of shift and change. Or Bach, do they? It's just sometimes they shift and change.
Yeah, well.
But I mean, but you just never know when you show up on the block what's going to happen.
It's like taking a back road, man. Smooth curves.
That's right.
Never know what's going to happen.
That's right. You never know what's going to happen.
But we're not the back road like the hills have eyes.
Oh yeah.
Not those back roads. What's that? There's another one
like dueling
off-road.
Banjos.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Not those back roads.
My mom, whenever she wants to bring up the Sound of Music, she'll say the hills. She says like something. The hills are alive, and I always think she's talking about the hills are alive. I'm like,
you mean the hills have eyes?
Yeah, the hills have eyes. I'm like, that's not how you should reference that movie. That's completely different mindset. For me.
Right.
It does evoke two very, very opposite emotions. Yes.
Yeah. So we'll work on that with Mom. But yeah, the Vincent, very good stuff.
So yeah, this is part of our new Winery of the Month series. This is the Red Blend, and these are on sale for $21, and typically around the $30 price point. So a pretty good discount there. And cool stuff. The guy's a self-taught winemaker. He had been working, basically as a distributor or for a distributor during the day, and then serving wine at night in sort of a wine bar, and just sort of fell in love with the culture. And he's just by nature a very curious guy, and started hanging out with winemakers wanting to learn that end of it, and made his very first batch in his garage and bought some grapes from a local grower, and bought a barrel and just started small. And his very first vintage sold out, just friends and family. And what was interesting, I read this interview with him, and he said, and they asked him, was there ever a wine that just completely blew your mind? Like what was your it factor wine? And he said, believe it or not, I had purchased a locker at, it was basically a place where you could rent your own locker, put your own wine in there, and when you go to this place, you could have them pull it out, like a club type thing. And he forgot about it. And he received an email and asked if he wanted to continue his, I don't know,
his locker.
Yeah, a subscription or whatever it is, exactly. Rental of his locker. And he's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. And he had put some of his very first wines that he had ever made into that locker. And this was a good solid 10, 12 years later.
Wow.
And he opened it up, and he was blown away at how well the wine had aged. It didn't turn brickish. It didn't get flabby. It didn't get musty. Ooh. And it just got better and better and better. And it just blew him away. And it happened to be his very own wine. And so he's like, hey, maybe I know more about what I'm doing than I thought I did.
On accident.
That's dope.
Yeah. The stories are part of the best part of Thirsty Thursday. I always say with Kevin Byer, very knowledgeable guy, very knowledgeable staff down there at Myers Cork and Bottle. Once again, a reminder of what we tasted here today, and maybe what you guys got going down at the store.
So this is the Mark Ryan Winery. That's easy for you to say. Board track racer. It's called the Vincent, and it's a red blend on sale for $21.99. And then White Elm's Apricot Saison, $3 a can, and brewed right here in good old Lincoln, Nebraska.
There you go. Anything going down at the store? Getting ready for football season? Or?
Yeah, I mean we're so the term Saison is perfect right now because it's starting to change, and we're seeing all those fall seasonals come in.
Okay.
And we are booked to the gills with catering events. So, that's one of the biggest parts of our business that we do. We do tailgates, and we do company parties, and we do holiday parties and wedding receptions. We have essentially a mobile bar service for anyone and everyone who wants to have Myers come provide the booze and the bartenders. So
how do they get in touch with you for that?
Just call us at the shop, 402-476-1518, or you can check us out online at myerswine.com. And if you're interested in our catering services, you just click catering. It's got pricing and has a FAQ page, and we are absolutely booked to the gills. When COVID hit, that was the biggest end of our business took a complete nosedive. We didn't have a single event for 16 months when we're used to doing, dozens a month, if not per week. And so we're finally getting back to the way it was beforehand. And in fact, I've been online all day shopping for new vehicles, new catering vehicles, because we lost one during COVID.
Oh no!
Now I don't have enough cars to handle all this stuff. So it's growing back to where we were, and hopefully it just keeps on going.
Well, there you have it. Kevin Meyer of Meyer's Cork and Bottle. Thanks again for another edition of Thirsty Thursday here on the block on 93.7 The Ticket.
My pleasure, fellas.
All right, there he goes. Once again, that's Kevin Meyer of Meyer's Cork and Bottle. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, it'll be time for your chance to win $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. All you have to do is beat Strick in a game show. It's called Shootout with Strick. Give us a call. The first person to do so on this competitive call will get that opportunity. Call right now, 402-464-5685. If you want a chance at $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings, that's coming up next here. Shootout with Strick on the block at 93.7 The Ticket. Join me, Jake Balkovin, and the Husker Hall of Famer Eric Strickland this Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. at the Mercado at 84th and Havelock. Spend $25 and get a free 4-pack of grass-fed, grass-finished hot dogs. That's all on Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. at the Mercado at 84th and Havelock.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
2022 is all about staying well. And guess what? There are lots of easy ways to take care of your mental and physical health every day, like eating right and exercising, taking vitamins, drinking water, scheduling those annual doctor's visits, or just resting. That's right, even a quick nap counts. Because let's be honest, these days we could all use a little more wellness in our lives. So stay well, Nebraska. For more ways you can stay healthy, visit StayWellNebraska.com.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop. But you just brought a haul of groceries home from the store. It's cool. No one expects you to shop and cook in the same day. So let the flavor experts at Wingstop hook you up with mouth-watering wings, crispy tenders and thighs, fries and sides delivered to your door. You can always cook tomorrow. That's why the fridge was invented. Get it delivered at wingstop.com.
Order your Wingstop online at 28th and Superior, 50th and O Street, and 29th and Pine Lake.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sure.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this summer. Check out their new Keen and Tiva brand sandals for hiking and Olukai sandals for sitting by the pool. Plus, they're stocked up on Hey Dudes to catch you up on the latest shoe fashion. They also have shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Atrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
Another day full of sunshine and full of heat here for our Thursday, topping out at 94. South winds a little breezier at around 15. Clear tonight with a low dropping down to around 65, and really just more of the same for your Friday. Highs tomorrow again up to around 95. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now, 464-5685, to take your shot against Eric Strickland. Shootout with Strick, brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game! It's all about the game, and how you play it, all about control, if you can take it.
It's all about the game here on the block on 93.7 The Ticket. It's about the game that we call Shootout with Strick right here on the block. It
Today's
is time
Thursday.
to play. Oh, yeah, it's Thursday.
Another one.
Another game here. Pull that one up, too.
Another one.
Another episode of On the Block. Another shot for you to win $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. And we have Garrett on the line. Garrett, how do you feel about the new Husker football roster, as we're a lot of new faces, a lot of new guys on the team? Do you think you know their jersey numbers?
Probably not very well, but I'll give it a try.
Well, that's all you really can do, and it's not going to be too difficult. Most of these are either or questions, and at least you know the numbers. You can count, so at the worst, you can at least throw a number out there. Let's get to Strick here before we get back to Garrett, and so Garrett knows how many points he has to get to. Strick, have you studied the Husker football roster as of late?
I know a little bit about it.
A little
Just
bit. Yeah. All right. We will go if you're ready in 3, 2, and 1. Isaiah Garcia Castaneda, is he wearing number 2 or number 3?
2.
That is correct. Chubba Purdy, is he wearing number 15 or number 6?
6.
That is correct. Marcus Washington, is he wearing number 7 or number 15?
15.
He's wearing number 7. Devin Drew, is he wearing number 90 or 91?
91.
He is wearing number 91. And what number is Anthony Grant?
22.
Very close, actually.
25. 25.
Still very close. Still not quite the number. It actually is 23 is what you'll be looking out there. For Anthony Grant. Still 3 points. That's pretty solid. You know
That's some bull, John.
That's not too bad. You knew a few of those.
I knew it was Michael Jordan. I should have said.
It was close.
Dang it.
It was close. All right, let's head over to Garrett. Garrett, you need 3 to tie. Any more than that, and you get the victory. You ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Tommy Hill, is he wearing number 0 or number 1?
0.
That is correct. Trey Palmer, is he wearing number 3 or number 33?
3.
That is correct. Stephon Wynn Jr., is he wearing number 92 or number 90?
90.
That is correct. O'Shawn Mathis, is he wearing number 32 or 34?
32.
That is correct as well. And
You
what
told
number
him, Nick.
is Brian Buschini wearing?
8, 7, 6, 5.
New punter, Brian Buschini.
3, 2, 1.
What number did you say? I think I was talking over you there.
7.
7. He's actually wearing number 95. Doesn't really matter. You didn't need that point anyway.
Nick
You
gave
got
him
4
enough
points.
information for the Google.
Nick, did you
I
let
know
him
he
Google?
told him. Yes, he did.
Yeah,
He
Nick,
told him.
Did you let him Google?
Nick told him.
He asked me, he's like, hey, what's the
I knew
the topic? And I was like, it's I said it's football player numbers.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew I got shafted
I
for
said
the
that's
Google
football player
machine.
numbers.
I knew it.
I didn't know who it was.
Yes,
How'd
there
you not
go.
know Anthony Grant was 23?
Hey,
Strick?
boo, boo.
Yeah. Either
I
way,
knew
You should
Nick
know
gave
Gabe
up-
Irvin's 22.
I knew Nick slid him the little you know when you were in school you used to try to get the answers.
Note?
Nick
Oh,
slid
yeah.
him the little note. I knew it.
he had all the answers.
You just have to know that Anthony Grant is 23
No,
and Gabe
boo,
Irvin's
boo.
22.
Boo.
What's the other one he missed? Marcus Washington?
Yeah.
Really? Strick?
So
I'm just messing.
For me, I think it's going to be hard the first few games to see
Garrett,
who it is.
tell the truth, Garrett. Is
Garrett.
he still there?
Yeah, you still there, Garrett?
Garrett,
Yeah.
tell the truth. You was on the Google, weren't you? Tell the truth.
No.
Oh my gosh. Garrett's telling the fibs
Strick,
on
you
the
lost.
block.
Strick.
He's telling fibs on the block, man.
Strick, yeah,
Stop,
you got to take the loss, Strick.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in, Garrett. You win $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings, and of course, you deserve your shout-outs for getting the victory.
Boom shakalaka.
Give me a hell yeah. I said, give me a hell yeah.
So there you go, Garrett, and you got your chance now to either talk trash to Strick, who's been booing you and accusing you of all these things, or just take the high road.
I'll just take the high road.
There you go.
Good game, Garrett.
Despite the trash talk, he's walking away with his head held high. Just stay on the line.
It's a
there,
bad week for Strick.
And Nick will get it going. Yeah, you won one, I think, didn't you?
I think I came up. Remember, we went to the thing, and I think he beat me.
Yeah. Maybe you are 0-4 this
I think
week.
I'm 0-4 this week, bro.
That's a pretty bad look.
It's no good.
Oh, well. At least somebody's winning. Somebody's going away happy. That's what we like to do here on the block and at 93.7 The Ticket. We'll take a quick break here again on the block, and we'll be back. We got plenty more sports talk to bring to you. Cardinals prospect actually hit the cycle of home runs. I'll tell you what that kind of means coming up next. We'll also do some over-unders on the NFL football season as preseason football starts. Plenty more, I should say, coming up here on the block on 93.7 The Ticket. That's coming up to you next in the 5 o'clock hour here on The Ticket.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hello, everybody. I'm Charlie Stone, and joining me in just a moment is Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. But before I bring Andy on, I need to tell you about something that really got my attention. Just the other day, I saw on television Andy announcing that in the last 50 years, they had sold and serviced close to 100,000 vehicles.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, actually, the number would be a lot higher if we add in how many repeat customers we have for service and that come back to buy cars from us over and over and over again.
Now, Andy, tell everybody about your special offer.
Well, as most people know, always trade for vehicles, but now we're offering for people to come in and sell us their cars. We're ready to buy, bring it on in, whether it's a year old or a few years old, and we'll pay them cash that same day. It'll be hassle-free, and we'll do it the Honda of Lincoln way.
Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of buying cars, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Water heater gone? Call Bryant. The price you're quoted is the price you'll pay. And in most cases, same-day replacement. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111.
2022 is all about staying well. And guess what? There are lots of easy ways to take care of your mental and physical health every day, like eating right and exercising, taking vitamins, drinking water, scheduling those annual doctor's visits, or just resting. That's right, even a quick nap counts. Because let's be honest, these days we could all use a little more wellness in our lives. So stay well, Nebraska. For more ways you can stay healthy, visit staywellnebraska.com.
From selling a home to even building one, you're doing a lot and need a lender who can help you do it. Like Kelsey Fluhop of Security First Bank.
As a mortgage loan officer, I value my customers and work to make the mortgage process easy and even rewarding.
Mortgage lending from Security First Bank. We're the bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 505011 and 1730635.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Another day full of sunshine and full of heat here for our Thursday, topping out at 94. South winds a little breezier at around 15. Clear tonight with a low dropping down to around 65, and really just more of the same for your Friday. Highs tomorrow again up to around 95. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
My computer was a dinosaur, and our TV, well, let's just say it was definitely time for an upgrade. But finding a way wasn't so simple. And then I found it, a research study at Solarion. I searched the studies and found a perfect match for me. I earned cash for the study and was able to make those much-needed upgrades. Plus, I made an impact on medical research. Find a study and sign up today at helpresearch.com.
You should consider the risks of the research before you agree to participate.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket. Every Saturday morning now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
I grew up hearing that women are bad with money, but like many of you, I spent years paying bills, managing checking accounts, and taking care of my family. So turns out women are pretty good with money after all. And now I'm taking control of my financial future by saving for retirement. It's never too late to start, and there's a great website to help you. Check out WeSaySaveIt.org and jumpstart your retirement savings on your budget and your timeline. That's WeSaySaveIt.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is On the Block with Strick and Bach. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
93.7 The Ticket veteran and Ortega connoisseur, Jake Bakoven.
I like Ortega. I like pepper.
Coming at you live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This is On the Block with Strick and Bach.
You're on the block. All the blockheads out there that's listening right now on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. We are on the block. Jake Bakoven and Eric Strickland here to serve you as we just got served on Thursday from Kevin Meyer and Cork and Bottle. It was a wonderful, nice taste test of some great red and some wonderful beer. That beer hit different. It was nice.
Oh, yeah.
It was definitely a patio pounder. But we're going to talk about some pounding that happened on the baseball diamond right about now. And it's a unique pound session. I don't know. Did that come off wrong? I don't know. It was a unique pounder at the diamond. And it's one that has not been done at the MLB level, but it is one that has now been accomplished at the what do they call it? Double A. Yeah, the double A. The Cardinals prospect Chandler Redmond, he had a historic day yesterday, Bach. He hit the cycle, and I'm not talking about the regular cycle that everybody talks about. It was the home run cycle. And what am I talking about, Strick? Listeners on the block. He had a solo home run. He had a 2-run home run. He had a 3-run home run, and he hit a grandy.
My goodness.
All 4 at-bats, 4 slammers, and it was all deep. And a lot of them were oppo field. So that's telling you a lot. His bat work was phenomenal yesterday. Has anybody even got close? Or have we ever heard of anybody just getting close to the cycle?
No, I mean, the cycle without home runs is massive enough. To hit 3 or 4 home runs in a game is absolutely nuts. But for it to set up like that, I mean, that's out of your control, right? I mean, you can only go up to the plate and do as much as your teammates can help you out with. Now, his teammates were also doing a lot of damage. They had ended up with 21 runs altogether, so I think they had quite a few hits in that game. But actually,
it was
20,
a field
21 hits and 21 runs combined, actually, as I look it up now. But it's that's crazy. That's one of the craziest stats I've ever seen in sports, to hit the home run cycle in one game. That's amazing. The other part of it that's amazing is he's not even in the top 30 prospects for the Cardinals.
Right.
So maybe he'll jump into that after this type of performance.
No,
but that's crazy.
You're right, Bach, because his bat work, when I watched it, it wasn't like the pitches were laid up for him. He had a changeup oppo, which you're supposed to do if you're waiting on a pitch. You're supposed to stay back on your back foot and let that thing travel and, jump on it if it's laid out there.
Yeah.
And then he hit 2 good fastballs, not necessarily high or in tight, or they were over the plate, but 94. One was 94 and one was 90. He caught, and 2 of them were opposite field. One down the line in left field. And I was just like, I was impressed with just his bat work, because it wasn't like he was a pull hitter. It wasn't like he was able to go oppo with the work, and I thought that was just tremendous bat work for me. It's a unique thing that he was able to accomplish. But there was another thing that happened on yesterday too, another major accomplishment that hasn't been done since the Babester. Sohei Ohtani. How much is he making, Bob?
Oh, he's not making much, like $2.5 million, which is a lot for us. But
it's a lot for us.
Yeah,
but
but
he's not making
altogether for baseball's contracts. That's nothing.
Is he going to hit the 200 million range? Is he going to get it? He's going to get the major bag.
Oh yeah, when he gets it, because he's a young guy too.
Sohei Ohtani is what they call a two-way player, and we're not talking NBA where you go to the G League and you kind of get some NBA time. We're talking he's a two-way player in that he pitches as well as plays the field and hits. Or is he a DH? I can't recall.
Yeah, I'll look it up here. I'm trying to look
at I can't recall. But I can tell you this, it doesn't matter. He gets up on the plate and mashes on the regular, and he also gets on the mound and throws the gas. This man has accomplished what only the Babester has accomplished. That's 10 plus home runs in a season and 10 plus pitching wins in one single season. He has done that. Ohtani has collected 2 hits at the dish against the A's. He was already doing a wonderful job in a 5-1 win over the A's out there in Oakland Coliseum. But then he also hit 25 home runs for the season, a 378-foot blast off of Sam Selman in the 7th inning. I think that is a tremendous accomplishment. I mean, I think that's one that you can look back on, and I think that's one that the agents is sitting there salivating over right now, waiting for the bag to be dropped on Sohei Ohtani. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, he's making $5.5 million. Then he's got arbitration, which is just altogether confusing for me next year. But we'll kind of see how that plays out. He does go play in the DH role more often than not if he is in the lineup. So that's kind of what they got him going on there. But he's the creative player. He's the guy. I mean, as you heard, they haven't done this since Babe Ruth. Anytime you're in that rare of company is just amazing. And it's just something that I think for the longest time, it's like, you think that a lot of these athletes, they can do it all, and some of this stuff will transition, but to be able to hit and pitch at the major league level in an effective manner, that's how rare it is. It just you don't see it too often.
Yeah, it's something that's unheard of. It is a great accomplishment. Proud of Sohei Ohtani right now. Just a wonderful job of what he's just done. It's sad. Obviously, they're there in an organization that is just not
winning. Not a winning
that's
culture.
it's just not a winning culture. It hurts. But another thing I kind of just thought about, man, is we've been talking about fastballs and major accomplishment and taking homers out of the building. But what about what happened with there's 2 things right now. It's just very unfortunate. We're very aware of what happened with running back Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
We're very aware of what just now recently happened with someone that the Arizona Cardinals are looking at.
Hollywood Brown, yeah.
Hollywood Brown. We're aware of what happened with Henry Ruggs, and it's something that just kind of popped into my mind. Like, is this something that needs to be addressed in contracts, or is this something that you just got to leave to the players to be able to make right decision? Is this something that needs to be addressed in the collective bargaining? Is it something that needs to be addressed in the when they have their seminars? Because right now it's kind of crazy because Marquise got hit with doing 126. Like, I've opened it up a little bit. I mean, we've all done it.
Yeah.
But when so much is on the line, you're literally about to start the season. And these type of things happen. For example, does the Frank Gore situation, I mean, we can talk about all of it because it's all dealing with just ramifications of off the field stuff, right? Does Sutter Heyman text line help me? 402-464-5685, as well as the Honda Lincoln hotline. This is a great topic to tap in. If you want to tap in, hit us on the Honda Lincoln hotline as well at the same number as 402-464-5685. Here's why I say this. Does Frank Gore, did he taint his opportunity to jump into the Hall of Fame by just what happened with allegedly a domestic violence situation that just occurred out there in Atlantic City is what, the news is talking about right now. And the way that it happened, obviously the reports are not saying, but they're saying there's more to this. And does that affect his Hall of Fame? Does that affect his Hall of Fame run? I'm interested. I want to know. Hall of Fame, Sutter Heyman text line or the Honda Lincoln hotline. Is these type of things, Bach, an issue that needs to be addressed? Or is it just that media right now is in social media is so prevalent that it's easy to be able to catch these type of situations, whereas in the past maybe it was just a regional or a local thing, but now it's pretty much a national thing no matter what happens?
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be. And obviously everybody's got a camera, so everything can get caught, and nothing's going to be, kind of sliding by that, TMZ's of the world out there. It's their sole job to kind of find celebrities getting in trouble or whatever. So I don't know. When I think about a contract situation, I think there are certain personalities, certain people that you would want to put some clauses in there and, keep them out of danger and have it so be, if you get in this amount of trouble, then we're going to nullify at least this portion of your contract or whatever. But then you look at the backlash that the Cardinals got for putting their clause in there. And they ultimately took it out almost because of public pressure with Kyler Murray, obviously trying to get him to study at least 4 hours a week on his own. And I don't know. I mean, I don't, maybe the organization just has to be a little bit more strong in that. If you remember, there was some pressure at least put on by Patrick Mahomes saying, wondering if Kyler was a white quarterback, if you'd see the similar type of thing. And of course, traditionally there's been a history of, some racism there as far as evaluating quarterbacks over the years. But I don't know if that extended into that conversation, because some of it's just about the personality, the guy that you play with. If you don't trust him to study tape, I don't care, what he looks like or whatever it is, he's your franchise quarterback. You're putting all your marbles in on him. You want to make sure that it works out. So I was a little bit befuddled that Arizona kind of drew back from that and wanted to take that out of the contract. But Kyler didn't like it. I mean, you heard kind of him once it got public. So I mean, that's another part of this thing is like, you can't even structure the contracts the way you want without public pressure coming down, because the contracts will get out. Everything seems to be getting public.
Yeah, and the texter states, and I think he agrees with us a little bit. He says, of course, this needs to be addressed. Beyond that, they as individuals, or what they have going on as individuals, they are other people. Wait, I'm sorry. There are other people's lives that are at stakes. Lots on the line for them and for everyone that's around them. Absolutely. I think it can affect the team. I think it can affect the community. I think it can affect the organization as well as, the shield or the league. You know what I mean? I think it's an important thing that needs to be addressed. I think if you, I mean, there's clauses I remember that were in our contracts that showed that we couldn't do anything of strenuous or something that could be dangerous or hazardous to our lives. I think that was one of the things that Jay Will, who has benefited now, is doing wonderful things at ESPN, but he really got lucky because they could have nullified his contract and canceled him. But because the Bulls were just, very generous and they cared about him as a person and as a player for them and their organization. And plus they were taking hits as well about not really loving the players as much because coming off
the previous regime,
the previous regime with Michael Jordan and that crew and not letting them run it back. It was kind of one of those things like it could have been a devastating thing for their organization, probably if they didn't do that. But I think it may have to be put in contracts because people like the texter said, I mean, it's not just affecting you, it's affecting everybody. Again, you can call in. I mean, call in, talk to us. 402 and the starter, on the Honda Lincoln hotline, 402-464-5685. Because I think this is a topic noteworthy of discussion. I think it needs to be put into contracts. I think if you receive a large signing bonus of some sort, and at the end of the day, you're participating or things like this or Frank Gore situations or Deshaun Watson situations or whatever are detrimental to the organization and the team, maybe some money needs to come back. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's the money is the money and it is what it is. I don't know. I'm befuddled and it just something that popped into my head, Bach.
Well, especially again too, and maybe it's just because I'm a Cardinals fan, but the Hollywood Brown stuff doesn't look good. They traded a first round pick to get him. There were several young wide receivers that they could have picked with their pick if they would have went with that. But Hollywood Brown's buddies with Murray, college partners and stuff. And then you go out there and do this and just have a bad look. It looks like they are attaching their franchise and all their hopes to guys that are difficult to work with, and it's not. There's no game action here. This is just within the span of 2 months, a very difficult contract negotiation with Kyler Murray. And again, it's not all on the player side. The Cardinals haven't looked great in all this, especially with their contract that did leak publicly and didn't look good. So they kind of took that away. So it's kind of a combination of things. But when you sign these guys, I mean, you're expecting. It's not a small amount. I mean, for the amount of money they make, I understand having fun and having a nice new toy and a car and going out there and wanting to race it up and stuff. But you just have to realize if you're going, I mean, it's true as we go along the highway or the freeway, 75 miles per hour obviously can be very detrimental. You add 50 miles per hour to that, to the human body. Sometimes it's just like, guys, we have to remember we're not gods. We're just human beings. This could obviously in your life, in anybody's life, if you have a crash, you run into other people. I mean, just to care for other people, it's a bad look. And so I mean, it's interesting there when you talk about the current contracts. Obviously, with Marshawn, with Frank, they're retired. So it's kind of like their post. You're kind of looking at that maybe more for their post-career legacy. And that doesn't look good either. I mean, these are guys that it's sad when you have players, and that's what I've been able to do is kind of separate my fandom for a player as opposed to the person. And it's the same thing with my disdain for players. I disdain the player, not the person, because the person is not, the guy on the court that's getting you upset or the guy on the field that's getting you upset. But it's the same way with your idols, I suppose, at some point, or the players that you look up to. Once they leave that playing field, they're humans, they have mistakes, but sometimes they can be like generally not the best guys or have the best head on their shoulders, and then you might look kind of silly wearing their jersey later.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing about it. I mean, you never really leave the spotlight, and no matter what your situation, we all, and I think that's something that needs to be said too. We're all human. We all do make mistakes. I think it's just magnified when you are who you are, especially if you're making significant money. But I think too, we do have to look around at our surroundings and do consider more than just ourselves and other parties that are involved around us, and the effects that it can have on that. We don't know. I mean, season's about to start, for Hollywood Brown. I mean, it's important to be able to get those reps and to get that timing and continuous down. I mean, really, you only have a few weeks to really hone on it, and then what's going to be the effect of this in the same manner. Word comes down now that it looks like the NFL has decided that they were seeking a year suspension for Deshaun Watson. It also looks that it's possible, barring anything else that would come up, it looks like he may be able to participate in some preseason games at this point.
They're deciding to start him, which sounds a little bit crazy.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts on that?
Well,
I think it's a bad look.
At first, I think it's a bad look, but the Browns aren't going to get away from it. At some point, they're going to want to put him out there, and it's going to be a bad look.
So regardless, it's a bad look. So
yeah,
just
at some point, maybe there's that. But I was talking with Jay Foreman about it earlier, and he had a good point that they could come down at any time and say, we're going for a longer extension. We don't want you to play anymore. We don't like the look for the shield for the NFL. So maybe while he is still available to play preseason, they're going to want to get his reps in because they might need him down the line. You want him to at least get a little bit of live action. Keep in mind, he sat out all of last year. Yeah. You don't want him sitting on a football for too long without getting a few reps in. So I think strategically, from that standpoint, it makes a little bit of sense. But just from the look of it, it's not great. But at the same time, this is the plan. This is what they're all in on it. They signed the massive contract. They traded away their starter. They are going to roll with Deshaun Watson. And so at some point, it is going to be a bad look, but it's the bad look that they chose. They're in on this. Kind of interesting too that Kareem Hunt is looking for a trade at the same time because he kind of gets grouped in there with the Browns on Deshaun Watson because of his troubled past. And so
the Browns are saying no.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, that might. I don't think that's necessarily going to help the public's view of the Browns, but it would at least take away, the backfield of a very troubled backfield in any case.
You better win.
Oh, yeah.
If you're going to go all in, you better win because, obviously winning does change a lot. There's still going to be some upset people. That's going to be the case no matter what they do. I think that's kind of what they're trying to do right now. They're just like, hey, we're going to get hit with this either way we go. So let's go ahead and just take the brunt of it now. But you better win. Like this better work. Otherwise, you're going to take the brunt. Unfortunately, no calls came in, so we're gonna pass on it. We're gonna move on from it. It's not a sad day, but it's stuff that needs to be talked about, stuff that needs to be addressed. But we've got to take a break right here on the ticket, theticketfm.com. We are on the block, and we'll be back right after these messages. I am Jake Bakoven, and he is E Strick.
That's right.
Psych.
Okay.
Switch it up. We're all right. We'll be right back after these.
My computer was a dinosaur, and our TV, well, let's just say it was definitely time for an upgrade. But finding a way wasn't so simple. And then I found it. A research study at Solarion. I searched the studies and found a perfect match for me. I earned cash for the study and was able to make those much-needed upgrades. Plus, I made an impact on medical research. Find a study and sign up today at helpresearch.com.
You should consider the risks of the research before you agree to participate.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop. But you just brought a haul of groceries home from the store. It's cool. No one expects you to shop and cook in the same day. So let the flavor experts at Wingstop hook you up with mouth-watering wings, crispy tenders and thighs, fries and sides delivered to your door. You can always cook tomorrow. That's why the fridge was invented. Get it delivered at wingstop.com.
Order your Wingstop online at 28th and Superior, 50th and O Street, and 29th and Pine Lake. Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this summer.
Check out their new Keen and Tiva brand sandals for hiking and Olukai sandals for sitting by the pool. Plus, they're stocked up on Hey Dudes to catch you up on the latest shoe fashion. They also have shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Aetrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66 and Q in Lincoln.
From selling a home to even building one, you're doing a lot and need a lender who can help you do it. Like Kelsey Fluhop of Security First Bank.
As a mortgage loan officer, I value my customers and work to make the mortgage process easy and even rewarding.
Mortgage lending from Security First Bank. We're the bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 505011 and 1730635.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels and Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great. We're definitely coming back.
Sure.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Back to On the Block with Strick and Bach on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back on the block one more time. Thanks for joining us as always here 4 to 6. Yeah. 4 to 6. Yeah, that's the time.
That's right. Yeah.
We're here on the block 4 to 6.
Hey, we're not going anywhere.
We're not going nowhere. So, Jake Bogman, what we want to talk about?
You want to do some NFL?
I'm
just kind of
interested.
thoughts about the teams altogether.
I'm down, man. I just what are we going to talk about? I mean, so much stuff going on right now. There's so many ways that you can go. Sean McVay just hit an extension. He got paid.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the GM, Les Snead's still waiting for his money. I mean, you know, so you could go that route. Baker Mayfield is making an impression, which Ben McAdoo is really didn't like him. He's one of the quarterback's biggest critics. I mean, you've got all kinds of stuff going on in NFL football. Preseason games are starting. You got that. They're still chugging along in the MLB. WNBA is slogging along. What else? College football is right around the corner.
Around the corner.
I mean,
you
shoot,
got
you got it all.
Yeah, they're playing out in the cornfield tonight in baseball.
Word.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
That'll be
Cubs
cool.
and Reds tonight.
That'll be cool.
From the fields of Iowa. Field of Dreams game.
That'll be cool.
Do you
That'll
like
be
that?
cool.
Does that draw you in?
I think it's cool. I mean, it's. I remember the movie, so I just think if you build it, they'll come.
But it's interesting too. It's like they wait. Like NFL is dominating. As we always say in the ratings. I wonder if they put this Field of Dreams on the opening of NFL preseason night, other than Hall of Fame game, right? This kind of kicks off football routinely every day, every weekend until February. Do you think they strategically put the Field of Dreams game on tonight to compete with the NFL to try to? It seems like a bad move to me. It seems like, okay, do this at any time when the NFL is not doing to try to pump your ratings. Now you're going head to head with the NFL. That seems silly. Seems like a bad idea.
I think it's like a small person dealing with Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like putting, what's his name? Floyd. I don't care who Floyd Mayweather is and what kind of defense he has in a prime Mike Tyson fight. It's like putting Floyd Mayweather, who is a winner, in there with a Mike Tyson who's going to knock you out. It's just that's just what it is. I don't think it's a smart move. I don't know why they do it on this day. I mean, they play every day. They could have did this on a Wednesday or a Tuesday. But what is it about tonight as to why they do it? That's the oddity for me. I don't know.
Well, if you remember last year too, it was kind of cool. Tim Anderson hit the walk-off in the Field of Dreams just out into the corn. It was perfect. You couldn't script it any better. Now you've got teams. Cubs are always going to get, be a draw, but they're not necessarily very good against the Reds. You just hope it lives up to that. And how likely is it to do that 2 years in a row to come down to, a walk-off home run into the corn? Probably not very likely, but, if it happens, it's magical. That was a magical moment last year. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
So we'll see what what happens tonight. If you're more interested in that, if you're more interested in NFL preseason football, let's get some storylines. Let's get some feelers out there for the NFL. First of all, NFL Films music, just great, just perfect there. Let's go ahead and just maybe do division winners, Strick, as we get ready for the NFL season. Again, a lot of preseason action getting going this weekend, starting with tonight. So in the AFC East, you've got Buffalo. You've got, of course, Josh Allen coming back for Buffalo. That seems to be the favorite. Miami's added a few weapons, two a time coming up. New England's got this in this weird part where they don't even have coordinators on either side of the ball, and Belichick's almost like trying to outthink everybody, I suppose. And then there's the Jets. I don't have to say too much about the Jets. Who do you have coming out of the AFC East champion?
I'm still watching and observing. I will say that it's scary right now that New England's not really playing the guys that really need to play, because right now I don't think they want to show that there's still some lack of synchronicity amongst their team, and they don't want to get exposed. I think also too that some of the most important parts of the game is not necessarily the preseason games. It's those inter squad scrim, that's
they're going on today too.
Yeah, that's when you probably get the most out of it.
The starters are playing a little more.
A little more, right? Yeah. But yeah, something that came off also. Augie noted on the text line that TB12's wife is not letting him play the first two preseason. That's alleged. I don't know. I can't verify that.
Yeah.
Augie may know a little bit more than I do on that.
Well, he's not. He's going to sit out the preseason. He left the team for a few personal reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's his wife.
Mm-hmm.
We know he retired this offseason. Got brought back to football. So maybe there's a little bit of jumping back and forth still in Tom Brady's mind there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you think retirement talk is going on?
Well, I think he wants to he wants to do both, right? He wants to hang out with his family as much as he can. He took his birthday off the other day to be away from the team. He basically just gets to do what he wants to do, but at the same time, he's just going through the motions. It's Tom Brady. He doesn't need to get some preseason action to get warmed up.
So did you ask me the question of who do I think is going to come out of the AFC?
AFC East, yeah. We're just going by division here.
Okay, let's see. The AFC East. Who do I want to or think has got a chance to come out of the East? Let's see.
Buffalo's probably the predominant pick.
I would say Patriots definitely no. Jets, maybe. They don't know what's going to happen with Tua.
Tyreek Hill's there, though.
Tyreek Hill?
Yeah.
No.
That doesn't do it for
that doesn't do it for me. I've got to say Buffalo. I've got to say Buffalo. Then I'll probably go Miami. Then maybe I'm still not sold on the Jets, but I think they've made some moves. I say Patriots fall to the bottom.
Wow, that's an upsetting pick. How about the AFC North? You have Pittsburgh. They're going to start as far as their preseason game. You don't know who the quarterback's going to be, but they're between Mason Rudolph and Kenny Pickett. They're sitting second and third string right there, with Kenny Pickett being the third string and the rookie that maybe you expect to eventually take over. But Mitch Trubisky is their starter. Cleveland's, as we've talked about all offseason, has a lot going on. Cincinnati, yeah, they looked great last year. We hope the best for Zach Taylor, but there's usually one of the two Super Bowl teams take the drop off. Could it be them? Then you have Baltimore, former MVP Lamar Jackson trying to get going. What do you see happening in the AFC North?
I think Baltimore's lost a lot. A lot's going to be riding on his shoulders. I think that Cleveland just has a lot of uncertainty. Joe Burrow's just kind of getting himself back. This is a debacle conference, I think, right now. But I've got to say, with all the craziness going on, barring that Deshaun Watson doesn't make his way back, because they do have weapons there with the Browns. I've got to look at Cincinnati. Then I'll probably go with Baltimore, and then work down depending on what Deshaun Watson have. There's still just some uncertainties there.
So you have Mike Tomlin maybe going under 500 for the first time.
For the first time. I think he might be on to it.
AFC South, you've got King Henry returning for the Titans. You've got Indianapolis now with Matt Ryan at the helm. Houston, well, there's not much going on there. And Jacksonville, again, not much going on there.
The AFC's looking real ugly right now. Bubba Sparks, as you would say.
There you go.
But I would say out of this, I would be looking at the Colts. Yeah. I would be they say Tannehill right now is leading in that battle, that quarterback battle. They still got tremendous weapons, but I think the Colts probably on the defensive side probably have a chance to take the lead in that division.
Certain parts of the AFC may look a little scrambled. The AFC West certainly does not. Las Vegas Raiders now already with the preseason win, but as we go into the regular season, they have Devontae Adams. Can that raise the level of Derek Carr? You've got Denver there, obviously, with Russell Wilson jumping in. You got Randy Gregory over there. Kansas City, always good, but they lose Tyreek Hill. Is that going to affect their kind of superpower team? And then you have the Chargers with Justin Herbert, might be a top 5 quarterback. Pick that 1 through 4.
Bro, this is a toss-up. Like, this is a toss. I don't think I can pick this 1 through 4.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, the Chargers are emerging. I think Broncos have weapons, and with new leadership at the helm with quarterback
the Broncos,
Seattle.
Russell
Wilson. Derek Carr's got weapons. I can't. But I'm gonna let you give a shout on this one. I don't know. I mean, you still got to give deference maybe to the Chiefs, but I just think losing Tyreek Hill, I think you've got to watch how successful Kelsey's going to be this year. If he doesn't have success because of the stretching of the field, they still got guys that can, Hardman and those guys can still stretch it. But I just think Tyreek Hill is a dynamic receiver. That's a big loss for them. I think that's tough to overcome. I'm looking at either the Raiders or an emerging Chargers, man. I really do. I'm looking at it.
I can see that. We are the home station, by the way, of the Denver Broncos. So I'll go with Denver. Let's go to the NFC now. NFC West. This is a division I love because a lot of care factor in this division, but hasn't been great over the last several years. Dallas has been able to stand out more than anybody. The Cowboys are at it again. Micah Parsons might be the best up-and-coming defensive player in the league. You have the New York Giants. as well as the Philadelphia Eagles and Washington Commanders now. Anybody challenging Dallas there? Or you think that's the Cowboys to lose?
I think it's the Cowboys to lose. I think it's the Cowboys to lose. I think Zeke's probably got a chip on his shoulder. And, obviously everybody's written him off. So he's got to perform. I think it's theirs to lose. I really do.
Let's go now to the NFC North. This one's interesting. Aaron Rodgers now without too many weapons around him. Minnesota's going another final year in the contract with their quarterback, Kirk Cousins. Detroit, well, the Detroit Lions, and Chicago's still looking to do something over there in the Midwest. But I don't know. This is not a pretty division, especially if Green Bay takes a hit down. That's why Minnesota's kind of a pick for a lot of people. Do you agree? Do you think the Vikings take it?
I think the Vikings. I think the Vikings, and you got to go with Green Bay just because of Aaron Rodgers. Chicago's got a lot going on that they don't even have figured out.
Justin Fields was saying his Ohio State receivers were better than his Chicago receivers.
Yeah, he doesn't have many weapons there. Detroit is Detroit. I've got to think the Vikings probably have a chance to win the North.
Yeah, I'd still go with the Packers, even though Aaron Rodgers is a lunatic. I still trust him.
You're just going because we have a former Husker up there. I know what you're doing, Bob.
Yeah, Samari Toure is going to break out maybe. NFC South, Atlanta Falcons, New Orleans Saints,
Ugly.
Tampa Bay Bucks with maybe we'll see how much we get out of Tom Brady, and then Baker Mayfield and the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, I definitely can't go with the Packers. I mean the Panthers. Jeez. Saints, man.
Over Tom Brady in Tampa Bay.
I don't know. I just don't think they have old talent.
They got a good roster.
They
have a quarterback.
Defense is phenomenal. If the defense holds up, then I think they got a chance. I think they. But you see their record against the Saints. They only won one game last year. I think they were 1-5 or something last year. So I just think they haven't had the Saints number. I don't think that changes. I don't think they've done anything with their roster to be able to change that.
And let's go to the NFC
And
West.
they're getting I don't know what's going to happen with Kamara.
Right.
So that's something.
NFC West, the final division here, defending champs Los Angeles Rams, the Arizona Cardinals, and their new contract they signed with Kyler Murray. You have the San Francisco 49ers who knows what they get in exchange for their trade that's set up. Their quarterback's still on the market. Trey Lance going to take over for Jimmy G there. And then Seattle, which Pete Carroll's still there. That's about all I can say.
Seattle definitely at the bottom. You got to go with the defending champs. What they were able to do with their contracts and to still secure the players that they have, and they're still keeping an eye on Odell Beckham. How they're going to be able to do that, I have no clue, but their front office is phenomenal. I think you go with them. You as long as Kyler Murray is studying his playbook and looking at film, I think Arizona's next, and then you go with the 49ers. I love what they got with Debo and all that group, but I don't know. I don't know quarterback wise. I'm
Trey Lance.
I'm not sold.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out. That's the our NFL picks there by division or by division in the NFL. So very fun stuff. We'll take a quick break here on the block, and we'll wrap things up coming up next year on 93.7 The Ticket.
Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese Beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Mike Chiv here for Trek CBD. Summer is here, and that means you're having garage parties with neighbors, hitting the golf course and the pool. The drink of this summer isn't your typical seltzer. It's drinkable Delta 8. Yep, Trek CBD has drinkable Delta 8 seltzers with mango and lime flavors for 4-packs, 12-packs, coming in a variety of mango, watermelon, lime, and berry. They also have hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups to put in your beverages, and as always, the excellent Delta 8 gum. gummies. Trek CBD at 84th and Andermatt and TrekCBD.com. Trek CBD, CBD done right.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Gus Cottle. As fall camp starts for Nebraska high school football teams, Class B Lincoln Northwest is having their first ever practices. Led by head coach Brian Luck, the Falcons will play their first game on August 26th against Ralston. Top 150 high school football prospect Malachi Coleman has released a list of his top 7 schools. Nebraska was listed alongside other Division I schools like Georgia and USC. One of the state's best baseball prospects in the class of 2022 is coming to Nebraska. Lincoln East left-hander Jalen Worthley announced his commitment to the Huskers on Friday. The left-handed pitcher was previously committed to San Jose State, but after coaching changes and a strong Legion performance during the summer, Worthley has decided to flip his commitment to the University of Nebraska. This has been your Southeast Community College High School Minute. Learn more today at southeast.edu with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
Sutter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SutterHeyman.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Another day full of sunshine and full of heat here for our Thursday, topping out at 94. South winds a little breezier at around 15. Clear tonight with a low dropping down to around 65, and really just more of the same for your Friday. Highs tomorrow again up to around 95. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Get a lot of advice about self-care these days, but one of the most important self-care steps we can take is making sure we're financially secure later in life. For small steps you can take to save for retirement, visit WeSaySaveIt.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
From selling a home to even building one, you're doing a lot and need a lender who can help you do it. Like Kelsey Fluhop of Security First Bank.
As a mortgage loan officer, I value my customers and work to make the mortgage process easy and even rewarding.
Mortgage lending from Security First Bank. We're the bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 505011 and 1730635.
My computer was a dinosaur, and our TV, well, let's just say it was definitely time for an upgrade. But finding a way wasn't so simple. And then I found it. A research study at Solarion. I searched the studies and found a perfect match for me. I earned cash for the study and was able to make those much-needed upgrades. Plus, I made an impact on medical research. Find a study and sign up today at helpresearch.com.
You should consider the risks of the research before you agree to participate.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Back to On the Block with Strick and Bach on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is On the Block here on 93.7 The Ticket. We will make way for Ticket Weeknights here in just a moment. But first, we've got to talk some NFL action in preseason camp. It's been an interesting day. JoJo Domann had a pick of Nick Foles out there in Indianapolis. So that's good news for JoJo. looks as an undrafted player. You know, I've seen that the unofficial depth chart had him in second string, so maybe JoJo will end up overcoming the odds. I'm kind of surprised that he wasn't drafted to begin with, but we'll see. Also, Matt Farniok, one of 7 fights at the Cowboys-Broncos inter-squad scrimmage. Randy Gregory, who is sitting out in shorts, was also reportedly involved in one of those as well. Did they do those in basketball preseason NBA? You ever get together with another team? Or that doesn't really happen.
No, just I mean, they have a few practices and they get right into like exhibition games.
Might as well do that. So that's kind of interesting. So a couple of former Husker notes there. And then the other one that kind of went viral is Jordan Davis, of course, the big nasty number 99 for Georgia Bulldogs last year, helping lead them to a title, was drafted in the first round by the Philadelphia Eagles, who also took Cam Jurgens, former Husker center, in the second round. And I thought with that Eagles draft, I was like, man, they're building for the future. I like that, getting the big guys in the middle. Oh, yeah. Well, one's a little bigger than the other. Jordan Davis a little bit bigger than Cam Jurgens. So it's kind of gone viral over the last couple of days. One particular play or snap there where Jurgens had to just, I mean, this guy's massive. Jordan Davis, I think, is almost 400 pounds or whatever it is. And he was just moving Jurgens back and back and back, and was not a good look necessarily for Cam Jurgens, who was, I think I counted three hops for him. Jordan Davis, by the way, like 340 pounds. So I gave him a little bit of extra weight there at 400. But Jordan Davis kind of stuck up for Cam Jurgens on that play. Here's what he had to say.
I hate it, honestly. You know, I just feel like it's very one-sided. You know, you see one rep, but you don't see Cam just, blocking me and, getting me at practice and, getting me in the other reps. So, I always say, looks can be deceiving. So, one rep and it goes viral, whatever, whoop de whoop. But, Cam is holding his own. He's a very good player, and it's just good competition. It's iron on iron. So, you see the background of everything, but don't let the hype get to you.
So there you have it.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, you don't get he's sticking up for his teammate, making sure that it's known that that's not how every rep looks at. Like,
well, that bodes well for Cam. I mean, it goes to show you that he's a competitor. Like, he's not gonna just get in the trenches and give up. And he's viable for a long time at that position from just his skill set and what he does and his abilities to get in the screen game, get downfield, pull even from the center position. You can do a lot of things with him at that center position, so it's good.
And it's interesting. He's kind of it's known. Jason Kelsey said this is going to be my final year, and so that he kind of worked with the Eagles to get his replacement, like let him know and plan for the future. And so that's why they got Cam Jurgens there in the second round. Now Kelsey is out for a few weeks, so Cam Jurgens is going to be able to step up there maybe in preseason games. Might even last into week one. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
But Cam, the overall idea is that he's going to be kind of sitting out this year, learning from one of the best centers in the league over the last several years before taking the reins to that coming up next year. But you never know. Plans can change. Injuries happen. It's football. So he might get a little bit more action than he was expecting heading into the year. That'll wrap it up things here on the block on 93.7 The Ticket. We've got another show that we want to promote tomorrow because we want you guys to come out with us. We're actually heading out to our show sponsor, the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. We appreciate all that they've done for our show over the time, and here at the station have actually sponsored a few different shows. So we're going to go out there. We're going to have some fun. We'd like to invite you guys out there from 3 to 6 tomorrow. And I think there's a special deal too there. If you buy $25 worth, you get some extra grass-fed corned beef. The typical Nebraska type of stuff.
Yeah.
Hot dogs. So that's very cool. We look forward to seeing you guys out there if you can make it tomorrow. We'll make way for ticket weeknights, but thanks again for listening to us. We'll bring in another sports and Husker football related show tomorrow. And Strick's going to bring some goodies. So there you go. That'll wrap it up for On the Block today.
Another one.
My computer was a dinosaur, and our TV, well, let's just say it was definitely time for an upgrade. But finding a way wasn't so simple. And then I found it. A research study at Solarion. I searched the studies and found a perfect match for me.